We wondered what would happen here, and it happened. The thing I kind of floated as a possibility, which felt a little crazy to say out loud. Michigan State did not get a player on the first or second all Big Ten teams. Now, the third team was just released, and they actually got two players on that list. Jace Richardson and Jaden Akins have received third team all Big Ten honorees. We have a video breaking down all of the all Big Ten team releases for second and third. You can watch our full thoughts on that. But just explicitly, Michigan State, no first team all Big Ten players, no second team all Big Ten players on either the coaches or the media. This is everyone that covers this conference saying Michigan State doesn't have a top 10 player in the league. And really, Jace did not win Freshman of the Year. If you want to talk about other awards, the only thing that really got flowers given to Michigan State here is Tom Izzo winning Coach of the Year. Do you think that anyone got this wrong? As a Michigan State fan, are you upset that the team that won this league by 3 games did not receive more honors?
A little bit, I guess. Quickly here. I'm gonna do what the team's gonna do in this situation. I'm gonna go ahead and just cut a little mini chip on my shoulder, just a little one here, because that's exactly what the Big Ten just created by doing this. By the way, they really messed up because the only thing this team needs is more kind of motivation and I think something to carry as a slight to them. But I mean, we talked about it. I think Tom Izzo winning Coach of the Year signifies what a great coaching job he did because they don't have a bona fide All Big Ten player. Like maybe Jaden Akins makes the third. Did Jaden Akins make the third team? I'm sorry, did you bring that up?
Jaden Akins did make the third team, yes, him and Jace Richardson.
Okay, so like that, I suppose that makes sense to me. I also am not too surprised, I guess. It makes sense kind of how this team operates. It's a sum of the parts team. They play 10 guys. All these guys play the same amount of minutes damn near, except for the last part of the season. Now, if it was like this the whole season, then we're probably talking Jace Richardson first team all Big Ten, right? Those are the conversations that we're having. But given the timing of how it happened and how this kind of laid out and how this team kind of operates and wins basketball games, it makes sense to me how it's laid out. Now there's other things to nitpick at, like Ace Baldwin won Defensive Player of the Year. Like like everyone doesn't score on Penn State at will.
Yeah.
Just funny that the best defensive team doesn't have the Defensive Player of the Year, but hey, that's neither here nor there. I think there's gonna be like a little bit more so fake outrage, but when you take a step back and look at it, it makes sense given what this team is.
Yeah, so I'm gonna try and do something. I haven't gone on Twitter or refreshed my actual social media feed, so I maybe there is outrage and outroar coming from Spartan Nation over this. I don't know. Before I see it, I'm gonna preemptively maybe request something from Michigan State fans on this, because I applaud the voters here for getting this right. This is what I floated as the correct outcome last week, give or take. I actually think Michigan State deserved two players on the all defensive team. I think they deserve the defensive player of the year, but that's neither here nor there. They got Jace on the freshman team. They got coach of the year. That's the correct way to represent this team. And then you got Jaden Akins and Jace Richardson on third team all Big Ten. Like that's basically what we speculated here. Anything more would have been false to how awards work. And here's my request of Michigan State fans. Don't pretend to be outraged by this, or don't literally be outraged by this, because you guys are a historic fan base. You know this as well as anyone from going through the last couple of years. You know what greatness looks like individually. You know what greatness looks like as teams. This is a great team. There's only one great player on this team, and that great player has started 9 games this season and played 24 minutes a game. Let's just call it point blank what it is. If Jace Richardson played 30 minutes a game all season long, he would be on the first team. He might even be the Big Ten Player of the Year. But that's not what his role was. So you cannot be upset that the guy that didn't do the body of work here didn't get anything more than that. And you certainly can't be upset that Jaden Akins made a third team All Big Ten shooting 29% from three. Like I just don't see how you could. So again, I believe Michigan State fans can read the room here and probably won't be upset about this. I think they're smart enough as basketball fans with a history of success in their program that they can admit this team doesn't have any top 10 players in the league on it, other than what Jace has become. But this team succeeded so much because of the job Tom Izzo did and because of how Jace emerged late. That was correctly honored, in my opinion, by Izzo winning Coach of the Year and by Jace being featured on the all freshman team. The one big gripe I think is fair is you deserve two guys on the all defensive team with how good you are defensively.
Yeah, I mean, and that's just like that's just trying to find something. Otherwise, I'm really not too off put or upset or anything about how this unfolded. I honestly thought they did a good job.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Do you think the players are going to be slighted by this? Are we going to see any social media posts from Michigan State players about being snubbed?
No post, no snub. Last year when this happened, all we saw was a bunch of notepads tweeted left and right about after these awards. Don't think you're going to see that, but do think that there is going to be a chip on this team's shoulder based on this. There will be a chip on Trey Holloman's shoulder. He thinks he should have been first team
I think that Jaden
or all
Akins,
defense.
I think Jaden Akins could have gotten first team. Jace Richardson could have gotten freshman of the year. And I think Trey Holloman would feel that this team was slighted. So, yeah, this is a perfect outcome, I think, for fans of this team. You get your guys even more fueled that maybe honestly it might have been better if they left those guys off the third team
Yeah.
too.
Can I extend an idea to the Big Ten for next year?
Sure.
Would love a Jigathon award.
Mm.
Just give it to the biggest psycho in
Yeah,
the
I don't hate
conference.
that. I don't hate that. Paul McCahey would have won it a couple times. That would have been
Yeah,
fun.
facts. Yeah.
Uh, any comment on the fact that your preseason first team All Big Ten player Frankie Fiddler isn't featured here anywhere?
Yeah, just missed it. Just missed the cut. That's on me, swing and a miss. Big Cartelio doing what Telio does. Sometimes it does it good for you, sometimes it does it bad for you. It happens.
It was a good swing, my friend. Congrats to Michigan State on their
Awful swing.
championship and not their individual accolades.